Democratic Congresswoman from California, former chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Barbara Lee. And Representative, we look at the state of Hawaii there. For your state of California, also very much concerned, the question of a potential missile from North Korea. 20 minutes, it is said, to reach the state of Hawaii, but 38 minutes to reach the state of California. So certainly a conversation that you must undertake here and there, Representative. What's your reaction to so far from what you've learned?
Sure. First of all, my heart goes out to the people of Hawaii. It is just so disturbing that this took place, and it appears that it was human error. But the fear that this generated and the concern really requires us to insist on a complete and thorough investigation. It also speaks volumes as to what methods are in place in terms of fail-safe methods and making sure that human error doesn't occur like this, and that all of our commands and the administration and the Pentagon, even though they say it's not the Pentagon's responsibility, we do have a responsibility, I think, to make sure that systems are in place and this type of a false alarm does not occur again. Because, you know, I remember, Richard, I was in high school during the Cold War, and I remember these drills where we had to get under the desks, and they were scary, even knowing they were drills. Right. And so it's something that people shouldn't have to go through, and we've got to get to the bottom of it, and we must insist on an investigation. Yeah, you and I are both Bay Areans. I went through the very same exercises, Representative, and do remember them well. I want to turn now to something that, of course, has got a lot of attention within the last 24 hours, in addition to what just happened this morning, and that is the issue there of the and his statements, his remarks. This as he was alluding to those from Haiti, the country of Haiti, and those of the 50-plus countries that are on the continent of Africa. And when he used that word shithole, which nobody wants to hear that expletive ever said, much less on air. I've never had to say it. But now what's the reaction? The headlines today saying, is this president racist? You can look at them across the country. Local papers using that word in their headlines. What does this mean for what was supposed to be the discussion, immigration and DACA? Sure, and let me just say, these remarks, these racist remarks, of course, lead to racist policies. And we have to remember, this is a president who came to office based on a racist agenda, based on an alt-right agenda. His history, he demonized and tried to delegitimize the presidency of Barack Obama, our first African-American president. He has a history of these racist remarks, but also his behavior has been racist. And so we have to do something, and we have to, and I'm calling on Speaker Ryan to lead the effort with Republicans to join us in voting for the censure resolution, which will be coming forward next week. I think our chair of the Congressional Black Caucus put it very clearly that when President Trump says make America great again, he means really, and once again we see this, he means make America white again. So I'm saying to Speaker Ryan, excuse me, make sure you get the votes from the Republicans so we can pass this censure resolution next week. Speaker Ryan calling it unfortunate in his remarks of that very statement coming from the president. You were meeting with your constituents today there in Oakland, California. I'm guessing this issue came out. What did they tell you? Of course, Speaker Ryan's response is very weak. These were racist remarks, and he should say that. We had a teach-in, as many members did around the country today, to talk about this tax scam, which is a tax scam. It's law now, the tax bill. And we looked at the impacts on communities as it relates to 13 million people losing their health care as a result of this law. We talked about the fact that jobs now will be shipped offshore as a result of this tax scam. And we talked about here, of course, in California, the state and local taxes and what that means in terms of the $10,000 limit and the mortgage interest rate tax deduction that has been, you know, really rolled back. And so we talked about all aspects of the tax scam that is going to impact low-income and middle-income individuals, and over 83% of the benefits, of course, are going to go to the 1%, to millionaires and billionaires. This is the weekend we're honoring the the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And so what we, talked about is in terms of complicity in what's wrong in this country, and how if you don't speak out, and Dr. King referenced this many times, if you don't speak out in moments of controversy, then you're complicit in what is taking place. And so we're really remembering Dr. King's birthday, his life, his legacy, and how he promoted an end to racism, and he fought for economic justice and economic security and jobs for all, and the elimination of poverty.
Yeah, this is the weekend for all Americans to remember Dr. King and what he meant to this country, not only in the 60s, but moving forward. California Democratic Congresswoman Barbara Lee, thank you,